What's up, Vegas? We're in store with another Vegas native episode. Me and Sean Baker, who is sitting here across from me, have literally been sitting here talking for like 30 minutes. And I was like, all right, I think we need to hit record. It's to capture some of this quality conversation on. Sean is a DJ producer. He is the co-owner of Fluff Ice. If you guys have seen that video on my YouTube page of me going down and taking down the spicy poke challenge with Derek, who is on the podcast, and a few other food influencers. We'll probably discuss a little bit about that. Sean is also known as Kid Conrad, has DJ'd and opened up at a lot of these nightclubs, one of my former nightclubs, Omnia, and as well as some other ones. And he also brought over for me Baker Beard Co. product. If you could see on YouTube, I'm holding it up. This man is an entrepreneur, and he is also developing a company called Pretty Duckling, which we will discuss. So yes, I love to see people born in Vegas who are going out and are trying to build something substantial with the wealth that is created on the strip.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah. So you're, again, Vegas native. I've had on, you're probably number 20 now out of like 120 Vegas native
20
out of like 120 episodes. Oh so it's God. Like we're a small breed. It's like, and I think it's even tougher because a lot of, and we were kind of discussing this before we started recording, being born out here, you could get caught up in the temptation of the strip.
Everything.
And you end up putting all the money back that you've been making, and you never end up doing anything else. And you can become so comfortable with that lifestyle.
You just live it. You know, you live and die of the money that you're making, how fast it comes. You know, I never saved anything. You know, that's part of something that I do feel embarrassed about. You know, I made a lot of money and I don't own a home. I own one car. I own a couple cars, right? But like, you know, like I got a bunch of shoes, right? Like I had a Rolex, you know, like I had these things that instantly made me feel so good, so validated. Like, you know, I could wear shorts, but still like rocking, you know, a $5,000 watch, and it made me feel fucking great. Like I was still nice to people, right? Like, but it just made me feel like, like I did it.
Makes you feel relaxed. Yeah. You know, like, it makes you feel validated in a sense, because there's a lot of validation that happens on the strip.
Right. And I think as a DJ, it definitely made me envious to see what other DJs had, right? Like the only thing that I could compare with is either my talent or a watch. You know what I mean? Like, and at first, you know, it does make you feel really good. You know, it makes you feel, fuck yeah, dude. I worked my ass off for this. I got it, right? Like I'm like, this guy's wearing, you know, his outfit costs $100, right? And you're like, shit, man, mine don't start till 5,000, right? Like, and as I feel like as a normal human being, you can get addicted to that, and it kind of like makes you like pull away from who you really are, you know. And at one point, like when I sold my Rolex and everything, like I was releasing like, that's not me, man. It doesn't fucking matter. Like I got a Target shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't fucking matter, right? People are gonna like you for you, or they're gonna like you for your talent, you know, because of what you do, and people are gonna gravitate towards that. It's not about the watch. It's not about the shoes. It's not about any of that. And I think it's a hard reality check for most people. I mean, myself included. Mm-hmm. You know, for me to go, do I really want a Rolex? Do I need it? Is a Rolex gonna make me sound better? You know what I mean? Like
just getting caught up in that lifestyle, it clouds your mind, your mentality, just because of the people that you surround yourself with, especially DJing at like Omnia. I know you used DJ at like Hakkasan, Dre's, all that stuff. Yeah,
every big club,
and it's all these people that you're playing for, and they're literally spending like tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you're like, what am I doing up here?
Do I belong?
Yeah,
I want to belong to that. Like I'm here with you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like they're spending the money, and you're like, am I like? Do I belong? You know what I mean? And you have to really take your ego out of it, which is something that I'm constantly going through, like all the time. Like I feel like I'm a pretty normal, like pretty chill, down to earth person, but ego is something that I struggle with. Like hard. Not that I think I'm the best DJ, but I know I'm very passionate about what I do, and I'm very like what I would do to you. Like I think what the biggest mistake is, I expect myself out of others, right? Which is, it's a good way to think, but it's also, it hurts, right? Because I always think like, I wouldn't do that to you. So when someone does something that's like not to my level of standard that I set for you as we're just getting to know each other, I already set the bar for you up here, right? So like anything that you do, if it comes down, it fucks with me mentally because I'm like, fuck, dude.
You're giving everyone the benefit of the doubt.
All the time.
I'm the same exact way as
All
well.
the time. So every little thing I take personally. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, I set the bar for you so high, and this, like, and this is what you do, dude.
Because navigating on the Strip, there's a lot of people who have agendas on the Strip,
for sure,
which is interesting. It's either they're trying to, they're trying to have sex with you, they're trying to get the higher up in a power maneuver for leverage, for position.
They're trying to impress the girl they're with. Yo, my homeboy Jake, like he's the guy, like blah blah blah. Yo, Conrad's like, like blah blah blah, like, and they bring them up, and it's, yo man, what's good? Hey, what's up? And then the girl's like, oh my god, like you're friends with him? Cool. He's getting laid. He's like, coming up from that. But when you're like, I need fucking help, my fucking brain hurts, my mental, crickets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was something that I had to deal with all fucking tough. Like, I would get, I'm a drinker. There's no denying that.
Most DJs are.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think what really was a big thing for me, like I obviously, what up? Drink, right? And this happens a lot. Like, 30 minutes before the club's about to close, then, your friends start to kind of, all right, man, we're out.
Trickle out.
Right?
Yeah.
And now you're fucked up in a booth by yourself. The party's done. You're like, damn, I was just partying with my friends. Now I'm fucked up by myself. Like,
there's a term that I use on here all the time, which is like social equity. And this is one of the reasons why I just left Omnia nightclub and why I stopped going out a few years ago, was that I found myself constantly going out. There was a common occurrence in the UNLV lifestyle, which was everyone would go to Surrenders on Wednesday and go to this club on that day, that industry night. And that's a typical industry night. Yeah. And I was doing the same thing over and over for years. But then I realized that I wasn't building anything. Yes, I was building these relationships, but then at the end of the night, you realize that everyone's gone home. So it's like, it's just, you're building a relationship for that 4 hours of being at the nightclub. But then outside of that, there's no use case for that relationship outside of going out to share some drinks.
Right. And you have those little bit of texts. Hey man, or they, they don't live here and they come, yo man, I'm gonna be in town. Like, cool. You're like, all right, man. Like, and part of you as a Las Vegan wants to uphold that hospitality. I think being born and raised here, I think it's part of your nature, but even without you thinking about it. Like, I think you initially like to take care of people. Like, if people are in town, like, cool, man, you can stay at my spot. Like, I got you, man. Like, you're good. Like, I know I always loved that. I loved being the person, especially in the DJ community. Someone's like, yo, dude, I'm going to be in town, like, for this weekend, whatever. If I could put them on, like, let them play, cool. If I couldn't, whatever. But like, I got you a place to stay. Like, you can be here. You can be present and be in Vegas and be like, yo, dude, I'm at Conrad's house. Like you get addicted to that, like taking care of people, and eventually something snaps and you don't feel the reciprocation, and you're like, fuck. Like, I would feel it, dude, like all the time. Like
that is a good point. That I think being born and raised here, it is kind of embedded into it's embedded into the culture first off, because what is it, like 30% of the work staff in Vegas is located in downtown or on the Strip.
Yeah.
And Vegas has the #1 hospitality sector in the entire country, in the world.
In the world, you know what I mean?
So then that carries over to home a lot of the times.
For sure. Oh, you're gonna spend the night at my house? Like, let me get you a blanket. Let me get you a pillow. Something like, let me accommodate you. And I think it gets to a point where you're accommodating so much that you kind of forget about yourself. And when it snaps, it's almost too late. And you're like, damn, like, do these people like care? Like these people that I would do whatever I need to do to make them feel good or whatever. Like, do they care? Is it reciprocated? But you almost like self-care. Like, you almost feel guilty for questioning them or what they can do for you, because you're like, that's not me. I don't want anyone to do anything for me, but you just feel the impact no matter what.
Yeah, for maybe you feel the same way as well, but for the majority of my life before I stopped partying and everything, I always felt obligated to go out and drink whenever anybody asked, like 100% of the time.
You couldn't say no.
And I was going out and I was going 110% because I felt like I was obliged to create this certain type of environment for them. Yeah, exactly. And it always ended up with me being blacked out, face first in the ground somewhere.
Blacked out.
Making a fool of yourself, spend a lot of money,
waking up to someone you don't know, that you don't fucking know, like doing some shit that you like, I would never fucking do that, right? Like, but then the next week comes, it's Memorial Day weekend, I'm in town. You're like you don't even infinite temptation.
You
don't even think about yourself in that aspect. You're like, what can I do to make their experience better? Because they're coming from, let's say, New Hampshire, in Arkansas, whatever. They're coming in, they're like, dude, my homeboy Jake is the fucking man, dude. He works at fucking Omnia, one of the biggest clubs in the country. We're gonna hang out with Jake. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you reap, the ego gets stroked. Yeah. You're like, oh hell yeah! Like, they got some girls with them. Oh, they think she thinks I'm cute. She's already like we're personal people. Mm-hmm. Like, when someone's flirting with you. When someone's turned off. You're like, it's hospitality, man. Like, you learn these things.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my god, like Jake, like cool. You're like, we're like, got this in the bag. Let's go drink. Let's do what we need to do. And at the end of the night, you're like, fuck, man, like that was fun, but there's no substance.
Yeah, there's not
no substance.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and
on the flip end of that as well, you almost become desensitized to sexualization and like attractiveness. Dude. A lot of my friends who aren't from here, they'd be like, what's it like working with all these world-class supermodels?
And you're like, it's normal.
Yeah.
You're like, if you're a normal human being, you can be nice to the ones you work with. And you're like, oh, dude, like, yeah, dude, she's fucking a 10. But she's just a normal person, man. Like, cool. But that translates into her friends, the other people friends, and like, oh, dude, like Jake's cool. He's not a creep. And you're like, I'm just chilling. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and you totally get like desensitized to like what people like. If we don't work at a bank,
yeah, exactly. It's like you're surrounded by supermodels and the most beautiful women around. So then when you are taken out of that environment and you're walking around, it's just like you feel like detached. It's like you don't know how to evaluate women just because you're surrounded by attractiveness for so long. Like, it makes you almost like not shady, but like superficial a little bit.
Yeah, because you're like. Yeah, like you're literally like walking around like we're never gonna be the guys that like are sitting at Golden Fog, and a beautiful girl walks in, and you can physically, mentally not even look at it. Mm-hmm. Like you can see initially like, oh yeah, she's hot, but then like it's almost like in your mind, like, I'm not gonna give her the gratification of even looking at her.
Like, you understand how the mindset works. Yeah. Honestly, when I first started working at Omnia, I was like intimidated to talk to a lot of these women for a long time, for probably about a year, until I started understanding how they communicate. It's exactly the same as anybody else.
Normal.
It's just that, the physical attraction is intimidating for some.
Right.
For most, actually, in the beginning.
Right. And now that you can get
past that,
you're like, I can talk to anyone. Like I can be friends with anyone. We've been friends with models like top notch. Like, Kate Upton could walk in here and you'd be like, all right, cool. Like, all right, I'm aware of who you are. Like, I can see that you're good looking, but it's not going to change your character or your tone or anything. Like, you're not going to be like, oh, well, because you've dealt so long. Like, you've seen them upset. You've seen them be people. You've seen them bust their ass. You've seen them cry. You've seen all these aspects of them that make them a human being. You're like, oh, it's whatever, man.
It does, working on the strip and being in the quote unquote the industry is what they call it, the nightclub and day clubs specifically.
For sure.
It does help you it helps you evaluate fame in a different manner because they're coming to your table. You're literally talking with them. They almost see you as a sort of famous person as well because you're in the club, right? Like the industry in Vegas is like Hollywood to LA.
Most definitely.
It's like the most prestigious area. All these girls have tens of thousands of followers. The guys have tens of thousands of followers.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
They're dollars, yeah.
Saying like, and yeah, like you're in there and they're like, oh my God, like just to apply for this position, model bartender, model bar back.
Yeah.
So you're in there and that just being in there, you're worthy.
Yeah.
Like,
for Omnia, there was 2,000 bussers that applied and they only hired 70, and there was 5,000 servers. They only hired 70. So like that kind of like boosts the ego up a little bit already.
Stroke it.
You're like, wow, I was a 1% selection. Like, holy shit.
Stroke it. Yeah. I'm worthy. I'm good looking. I bust my ass and I deserve everything that comes with it. I deserve the money. I deserve the women. I deserve the drugs. I deserve, I deserve all of it.
Yeah, and the first few years you go wild. Unfortunately, some people don't actually figure out that they're in this kind of this loop of just going out, spending your money, going back and making it, and like they never contribute any sort of value to society.
I mean, I'm dealing with it now, right? Like I'm aware of it now, but I was guilty of it hard. You know what I mean? Like the money's coming, right? Like at one point, when I was like killing it, like to me, I know there's people that make obviously way more, right? But there was a time where it was bank on Thursday. I was a resident I've been a resident for a light group into the transition to Hakkasan, whatever. Bank Thursday, 1,000. Friday, at the pool, like whether it be bear or foxtail,
when it first started.
Oh yeah. So bank Thursday, boom, 1,000, and then SLS, 750, One Oak 500, Liquid Saturday 500, One Oak Saturday night 500, Sunday bank at night, Monday bear.
Yeah, so you're pulling anywhere from like 4,000 to 6,000 in a weekend. So it's just like, and it's like, I mean, being a DJ and a producer is tough at the beginning, but the actual active DJing is pretty simple.
Right. I was definitely hungry, and I was still like trying to flex in a sense of what I do behind turntables. Like I anytime you come and see me, I'm not just standing there, right? Like, so I'm always trying to like play new shit or this or right. So I was like, in my mind, I was still flexing to like, can't do what I do.
Yeah.
Right? And when DJs would come and hang out, like I could see it, damn, right? So you're like, fuck yeah, that's why I deserve $5,000 a week.
Yeah.
And you're addicted to that life that, like we said, the women, the this, and you're like, yeah, I'm not saving anything, but I know by the time this money runs out, it's
coming back.
It's getting replenished.
You just put it right back. That was the mindset. It's like you go out on one of your off days. Let's say you go out to, I don't know, Omnia on a Tuesday, and you go and you buy drinks for everyone. You spend $1,000, and you're like, it's coming back tomorrow.
It's coming back, right? And I know I felt it. So like in even like this is one person, and they're like, hey man, you met this person once, and they're like, oh, I got people in town, man. I got a group of girls. What can you get them in, right? Like, yeah, I got them. You don't know them, right? But it's 6 good-looking girls, whatever. You're like, all right, cool.
And then you're their connection for next time they come down, or you're the referral.
You're the connection, right? And so you know, oh man, like cool, man, like you guys know so and so, cool, man, like cool. We fan, and then you go to the bar and you're like let's get you guys a shot. You know, bartender's like, all right, cool, like, you know, you're playing that role. Oh, okay, cool. Like, yeah, let me do 6 Casamigos Reposado. Like, cool. Line them up. Check comes. You're like, cool, man, I fucking got it. You know, you put your fucking Amex on it, and they're like,
yeah.
you know, like, got you guys. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, damn, right? The cutest one's like, damn, dude, Jake's hot. and because you don't even think about it. It's nothing because the money's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. You know it's coming no matter what.
So at what point throughout your life did you realize that you were in this vicious loop and that you need to start diversifying your assets?
It wasn't until like 2 years ago, as you know, living this like life in a haze, you know, and I met my wife, and her, like I said, both of my parents are passed. My mom worked at Bally's for like 25 years. My sister was a cocktail waitress at Circus for fucking 30 years. Like, and my wife, when I met her, she was like, oh, you know, like my dad's like one of my best friends. I'm like, oh, dude, that's tight. Like, you know, like I don't know my fucking, like my dad's already dead, you know, like, and she was like, you know, he's done a lot. He's, you know, he's invested money. He's done this, whatever. So I'm like, damn, I gotta meet this dude, you know, like, and when I met him, my life changed. I was able to not only see what kind of like life I was living, you know, I like to enjoy myself. I'm a drinker. I've done plentiful drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like
it comes with the job.
It is. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's no shame when it comes to that. And I was just kind of like living like in a haze. You know, there was no. It was a firework. You know, just kind of like going. And I, once I met him, it definitely kind of opened my eyes to what he had accumulated over the years and what kind of man he was. Well, he is. He's alive. But it just helped me like, okay, right? Like I was still living this ego thing of, you know, whoever my woman is has to be perfect, has to be like has to like, and anyone that is in my life has to be doing this or doing this. And when I met him, it really changed like my thinking of, you know, when it came to investing, when it came to stocks, crypto, all these different things, like, you know, he really took me in, and he's got 3 daughters, no sons. And it was kind of like, I was a son that he didn't have. He was the father I didn't have. Like my dad was a fucking dog, man. Like, and I think that was embedded into me as well. You know, like my dad was a dealer, cards, and you know, he was very charismatic, very, you know, he was the man, like very masculine, but he never cared about anyone but himself. You know, like he was in the military. There's like, I guarantee you there's probably like 8 me's in Germany, you know, like, he just didn't care, you know, like he would just, you know, do what he does with women, and they'd be like, yo, I'm pregnant. He'd be like, I don't know what to tell you.
See
like,
it.
You know, you know, you're like, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think part of that was embedded in my like Las Vegas upbringing. Like, you know, your parent is the good looking, you know, charismatic, money making hustler, but doesn't care about people. So like, it was just like a different lane when I met my father-in-law. Like he was kind of like, all right, man, like I know you made a lot of money, and I know you don't have much to show for it now, but we're gonna get you to where you need to be.
Like, we're going to help you protect your wealth.
Yeah, dude. And you know, you never think about it. You know, I never thought about never being able to DJ. Like, I had a fucking day job when COVID first hit. I worked at Costco after not having a job for fucking 10 years, never having to punch in, drinking on the job. You show up, the staff's like, yo, Conrad, we love you. Blah, blah, blah. To a fucking job? You know what I mean? Like, hey, Sean, make sure that you clock in on time.
Yeah, it doesn't, working on the strip and working in the nightclubs and day clubs, it doesn't ever feel like a job. There's often times where I would be busting a table, actually performing my job, but then I would just stop and stare at the chandelier, and I would just be like, how is this fucking real?
How is it real?
This does not make sense to me at all.
How is this real?
Like, people are handing you hundreds of dollars to get them juice. Like,
people are paying you to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you get addicted to that, man. Like, it's so hard to not get addicted to that. Like, how could you not? If you're not like I said, all my shitty jobs too. Let's see. Let's line them up. Board Deep, that was like my first job, 17. Skate Shop, Radio Shack, Sonic, let's see, Discount Tire.
Nice.
I worked at their distribution warehouse, and I also worked at one of the stores. I worked for a little moving company called Store to Store. Worked at. You
sound like literally just like a freshman college student right now. So here, let me ask you this then. If somebody is an up and coming DJ or an aspiring DJ, how do you get a gig within the industry like that?
I mean, I guess everyone's path is different. I like to call it luck. I was contemplating moving to LA, and speaking of my dad, I just met my older sister that lives in LA. We have the same father, different mothers. And I just wanted to connect with her, you know, to meet her. And she's super cool, by the way. But I was literally like contemplating moving, and I was on her air mattress, and I was waking up in the morning, and I checked my Facebook, and a guy named Pierce Cleveland posted a battle. This is in 2011. Liquid Water Wars. Winner gets $1,000 and a residency at Liquid. And I literally, it was the first thing, like I woke up and I was just like, you know, laying there, and I'm like, battle. I need the money. And I'm like, fuck it. Enter. So I entered the battle, and I won. Like I won. And that's what got me my residency at Liquid in 2012. So I've been a resident there since. You know, like everyone else is different. You know, sometimes you're just playing the right music when a music director's there, and they're like, oh shit, like dope. And they give you an opportunity. That was mine, dude. Like I mean, obviously I won, but I got lucky. You know, like that was my thing. And I got in, and it started off as just Sundays at Liquid, which was the dead day. And, you know, then they're like, oh, we want you to play a gold. All right, cool. Work at gold every Friday. Then they're like out of nowhere. Oh, we want you to work at 1 Oak. 1 Oak.
You're like, yes, once you get in, it's hard to break into the industry, but once you break in, you're in.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
the trust.
You know, and I don't think it's a testament to me being the best DJ ever. Like, do I think what I do is special? Yeah. Like, I love what I do. But they just kind of were like, all right, cool. Now you're here. We trust you here. You know, like the bigger rooms open. Once you're here, boom, here you got bank on Thursdays. Cool. Oh, now we want you on Sunday. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, you went from not being able to do anything to all of a sudden you have a shit ton of money, and then you're getting the little bit of clout, you know, that, yo, dude, like, you know, the security guards, the door guys, the waitresses are giving you hugs, you know, they're oh dude, like,
yeah, you're saying what's up to like 40 people on the way to the DJ
on the
booth.
way.
Everyone's banging their head
every time, dude. How do you not get addicted to that? And as a personable person, you don't take it more than what it is, you're just like, damn, dude, they love me. Damn, dude, they fucking love me. So you say what's up to the fucking to the managers, the door guys, the this, and when they start treating you a certain way, you're like, yeah, that's right. That's right. I am the fucking man. Like, I'm the fucking guy, And I think, most people getting to that point is tough, On paper, yeah, I did things the right way. I won a battle. I got in, But you will see the people trying to claw their way up, and it gets nasty, man.
Yeah.
When you see, people. Excuse me. When you see people come in and you see them run someone else's name in the dirt just to kind of like, you know what I mean? You're like, damn, like if you're talking bad about them, like what the fuck are you saying about me?
Vegas is crazy because only in a few cities can you use this tool of a name drop to get you so far, right? When you walk up to the club and you're like, oh, I know this person who's the GM, and then just like walks you in, you skip the line, you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars. Right. It's the same as behind the scenes for any position. It's like the name drop is like, it goes such a long way in Vegas where it's like you roll up to a restaurant, it's completely packed. And they're like, sorry, we have no tables. And you're like, I know Jim. He's the assistant manager. And they're like,
they're
like,
Jim?
Jim, here, walk to the back. Like, here. Wow. Sorry I even said that,
Right, dude. And you get addicted to that, you know what I'm saying? And I actually had to, during this whole like COVID and spending my time at the store, I knew what was going to come from that. In a sense of I spending most of my time there, like my name is not on like I'm an operator of Fluff, and I want to make my wife's business as successful as possible. So I'm going to spend my time there and use all my resources to make it bigger and better, whatever. And I knew I had to check people, when things started opening up. And I remember the first time I was playing Omnia again, and I posted a flyer. Flyers in the DJ Instagram world, flyers don't get any love. they don't. And I posted the flyer and got over like 1,200 likes on it, and like people like, yo, and like DMs were popping. Yo, dude, how can I come? Well, yeah. And I had to really like take it back and be like, what about all the fucking posts at this store that I've been at? Like, you guys see me posting at this store. I'm here. I don't make any money from that. Like, I'm here to support my wife's business and make it bigger and better. And no, like, dude, like there's a lot, like, and I think as my nature, I don't want to feel like this, but I'm definitely taking note of the people that came to the store and the people that want to come to gigs.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to introduce you as Sean Baker and not Kid Conrad, because for the majority, you're kind of playing on to that. All of your social media followers are only seeing Kid Conrad and the DJ. They don't see Sean Baker, the guy who's an entrepreneur and doing all these other things as well. All they want to see is the music, and then they want to use you to get in there.
Dude, and it hurts. Like, I'm aware of it, but it hurts. It might be, I might tie it into why I drink. I might tie it into why I'll indulge in drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel that, because what I do is to me is very authentic, and I do it with a lot of heart. So when people just like
they're gripping on,
and I'm like, damn, dude, like what about like our store? Like it's a fun, like family friendly store. Like we're not asking you to spend $1,000. Like you could come there and like be my friend and support, and like even just sharing, right? Like, and this is something that I've dealt with when it comes to making music. Like I've got a Spotify page, like songs I've written from scratch and produced. And, when you're putting records out, it's kind of like, I mean, I know every song's not a hit, right? But like, are your friends sharing your work? Are they like, right? They'll wish Bad Bunny happy birthday, but they won't share your homies shit.
Yeah.
Dude, it's that's so tough for me.
Support comes in so many different ways, and also when you're trying to pivot or extend your brand beyond what they already know you as, like a lot of your audience or your friends are very hesitant to support that. I had the similar experience once. I was Jake, right? I was the busser. I'd started 2 businesses before, and now all of a sudden I'm Jake, the podcaster.
Right.
And there was a huge amount of support in the beginning, and then after about 3 episodes in, I was like, where the hell is everyone at? You know, it's because they're uncertain. I think it's because they want to know if you're going to be consistent with it. But then a lot of them are also opposed. Actually, when I started posting podcast stuff, I lost probably 50 followers.
Dude. And it's so crazy to me.
Because it's like, I thought you liked me.
I thought you liked me. Dude. And you feel that like as a person who genuinely cares about people, you genuinely like want to see people succeed. You know, like you try to support them, this and this, and I'm like, damn, dude, like I thought we were homies. I thought we were friends, and then this is part of my part of something that I'm dealing with is then I get jaded, and I feel resentment. You know what I mean? And I feel these things. I'm like you know, like am I good enough? Am I not? Are these people? Has everything been a lie? And then you start overanalyzing all these different things. And for me, dude, like that's part of my, heart that like drags me down into, blacking out in the night to forget, to be numb from. Do you have friends? Dude, are these people cool? Like, do they really give a shit? I used to have, I used to open my house for Thanksgiving like every year. I would just cook. Like that's another thing. Like I enjoy cooking. And I would invite people over. If you don't have, that was literally what the post would be. If you don't have family, if your friends or your family's out of town and yada yada, hit me up. Because I don't think anyone should spend Thanksgiving alone. And I would open my house, dude, like all the time, dude. And eventually it got to a point like, where I was like, no. Like, you know what I mean? Like some of these people, like obviously I don't, like some of these people aren't in my life anymore. Some of these people have moved. Some of these people have, just did this or whatever. And I'm like, damn, like, I used to do that just purely out of like just goodness,
just
like,
love. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you don't feel it back, it's tough to not feel jaded or angry. And I know as I'm growing into myself and finding out more about myself, I have anger in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's times where you put a record out and it doesn't get the love that you expected, but someone else does. And you're like, dude, it's just whack.
Yeah, right. And it's tough because you don't want to compare yourself to other people because that's just a big crutch that's going to leave you in shambles.
So bad.
It's so bad. But we're just human, where it's like it's hard for us to not do that.
I'm trying to be aware of it, but yeah, dude, like that's something that like I feel all the time.
Yeah, you're battling between like the devil and the angel on your shoulder, right? Where it's like when you go to work, everyone's like, "Yo, what's up, Sean? Kid Conrad,
we love you.
I love your song. Just listen to it." Meanwhile, it's like 100 plays on Spotify, right? You're like, "You're bullshit." I know you didn't listen to it, you asshole. And then on social media, it's like you're trying to promote Fluff Ice and all these other things you're doing, and it's like crickets. So you're like, am I doing this right?
You're right. I'm like, I was good to you.
Yeah.
Like, and you feel like that angst that, and then part of me is like, dude, that's not you. Mm-hmm. That's not you. Like you're smiley, like cheersy, like you're a happy person. Mm-hmm. But you just feel that like, why aren't these things connecting? And then you think, is this part of, when you listen to the gurus and the self-care, this and that, right? And you're like, is this part of it? Is this part of that? Like, people aren't going to recognize that first, but you still have to just keep your head up and stay like,
Yeah, you have to stay consistent. You just have to push it forward. Eventually, everyone circles back around. Right. Eventually, at some point.
Right, and it's, I think it goes the same way for crypto, right? Like at first they're calling you crazy.
Yeah.
And now, right. They're
That's
yeah, and I can't wait to talk about that.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's cryptos. It's beautiful, man. I remember running around Omnia in the beginning of 2017, telling every single busser and server I could to buy Bitcoin. I was like, this is the future. This is going to make everyone rich. You just have to buy it and come back in 5 years, and every single person will be set.
I'm genuinely impressed. Like you got in so early, and you shared that knowledge.
Yeah, dude, I still do. I right now have probably 2 or 3 different people every few days hitting me up about it. And I've been happy to share my knowledge. I remember in 2017, going to a coffee shop with like 8 other bussers, bringing my computer, having them bring their computer. I explained to every single person, what Bitcoin was, what Ethereum was. Wow. Not a single person bought anything.
Dude. And see, and now let's tie that into your ego too, right? I'm trying to fucking help you.
Yeah, it's tough, but at some point, what I've learned through life is like, whatever you're pursuing, you need to do it for yourself. You need to understand that like this is going to better you, and then eventually people identify with it, or there's a common phrase in crypto where it's like everybody buys Bitcoin at the price they deserve. I mean, I guess now it's Doge, but
God, right? Oh. So here's my thing. As I was getting into it, right, I'm like, all right, your first thing, right? Bitcoin, right? I'm like, all right, well, that shit's too expensive. So let me figure out what this space is, right? And my wife, she's a twin, and her twin's boyfriend, he's the one who really was like the stepping stone, right? So he was kind of like, I invest in crypto, blah, 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 blah. And we were kind of like, whatever, dude, right? Like,
yeah, everyone shrugs it off.
Right? Yeah, totally. Whatever. But then he goes, "Oh, my daughter's college is paid for." What? Then he's like, "Oh, blah blah blah, portfolios and this and that." All right. You know what, babe? Let's really sit down and let's look into this. Luckily, again, my wife, she's very book smart, and she's very like knowledge and studying. I tease her, and I call her the brain all the time.
The thing with crypto, for the people who found crypto, and even I think it's still even kind of relevant now, it's like you have to be intellectually curious to even dive into what it was.
And that's her.
Yeah, it's called going down the rabbit hole, Bitcoin rabbit hole. I went down and literally still haven't come up. Right. It's been a part of my life ever since that day. I've never had such strong conviction to when I found Bitcoin. I did a bunch of research for about a week, and I was like, this is 100% the future, without a fucking doubt. Right. Like, nobody can tell me otherwise.
and I think that was us. Like we really like sat down and like, okay, let's look into this. And once we started diving in, I'm like, okay, what is Ripple? That was like our first thing.
Oh man, everyone always finds Ripple first. I don't fucking get it.
Yeah. I found Ripple. Oh, okay, what's Ripple? Oh, okay. Utility. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're partners with every fucking bank in the world. Oh, they're leading the way into green, making crypto green.
Questionably.
Yeah, right. Supposedly, right? And we go, okay, all right. So we get that. Okay. XRP. This is gonna be the ledger to this. Yeah. To this. Okay. All right. Ethereum. Okay. It's like, okay, Ethereum's like the internet, and then all the apps run on the Ethereum like shit. Oh,
you're like decentralized apps. Oh,
when it snaps.
Yeah.
And then you, like, as a hospitality person, you want to share this knowledge with your friends. Hey man, you can buy 10,000 shares of this thing and it can change your life. Like if you look, when when you look at the quantum financial system and it's live and you see what's going on and you're like, oh, okay. When you can look at the Flare network and you can really pick apart what the economy is, and you're like, oh, right? Like, I want to share that with people I care about, because if we're friends and we're buddies and, every day you're like, fuck, dude, I fucking hate working at Omnia. Right? And you're busting tables, right? I'm doing a sweeping, mopping motion, right? But you're wiping the tables and you're like, I fucking hate working here, right? It's good money, but I hate working.
Yeah, that's most people say that.
I hate working for someone else. And think about it, like, we're buddies and I'm wiping the table next to you. And I go, and I'm thinking or learning about this stuff, like, oh, this is going to change my life, right? And then I wake up with $10 million in my account, and you wake up with nothing and you're busting the table. Are we really friends? Are we really friends? Like,
dude, it's kind of similar to doing drugs. It's like, you don't want to do drugs by yourself. You don't want to make money by yourself. You want everyone to experience that with you.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And I'm like, to me, it makes me feel bad if I were to come up like that, and we're friends, and you not come up. It's like if you had a business, or if let's say you're married, you got a business, and you do your thing, you make a lot of money, your wife's got a struggling flower business. How is she gonna be comfortable laying up next to you, right? Being loyal to you, like, to being a good wife to you, but you're not helping her evolve. You're not helping her grow. How, like, you're watching her flower business fail, but you're like, I'm a businessman, I got mine. Like, if this is someone that you care about, you should be doing everything in your power to make them grow too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it resonates with me. Like, if I'm making money, I gotta make sure my wife's making money. If I'm making money, I gotta make sure my homeboys are making money, right? Like, sharing that knowledge. And I've tried.
And that's a beautiful spirit of crypto too, is everybody in the crypto community is so welcoming. Everyone is sharing all sorts of knowledge. They're throwing it out there. They're like, dude, hop on this train. Like,
there's so much money to be made.
So much. And it's like, as we were talking before we were recording too, it's like with crypto, I mean, look at like Dogecoin at this point now, right? It's up 120x almost this year, something like that.
Right.
It's like, you could, like me, you could sell early, right? I could be up 20x, and I was like, okay, this is 20x is chill. Like, I just literally 20, like, where do you 20x anything, right?
Anything.
I sell, and then it goes another 100x from there, and you're like, fuck my life. But then you look over at some other coins and you're like, oh, these are up 50x. What if I take a 50x and then I compound that into another 50x, and now I'm 250x.
There's so many things.
There's so much potential. Obviously, you have to understand financial literacy. You have to be safe,
and you have
to protect your wealth, right? Just like when you're making a lot of wealth on the strip, you have to learn how to not go out or not buy drinks for people, stuff like that. Same rules apply to the crypto space. You have to be safe. That's why I sold early, which I regret, but you can't look at it like that, right? It's like, you can't look at the past.
Right.
You have to be like, I'm being safe. I'm at a point now. And I was talking to one of my friends about crypto last night. She was like talking about asking when to sell. And I was like, if you can change your life in the click of a button, why would you not do that? Right. Like, literally, all I have to do is say, sell, I'm set for life.
I've never even thought about it.
It's just like, okay, you can even say a modest amount in crypto of $200,000, right? $200,000 will change a lot of people's life.
Easy.
You could live off of that for 3 years pretty easily.
Easy.
If all you had to do is just say, sell, my life has changed forever. Good. Why not do that?
Right.
Why not do that? But instead you want to get greedy and you want to try to turn it into 2 million, and then all of a sudden it's 20,000. And you're like, fuck, I'm an idiot. You know, it's the same thing as working on the strip as well. So it's like, obviously you have to be responsible.
Yeah.
Most people will probably get wrecked in their first round. I got wrecked a lot. A lot of people do. But just like the opportunity for it is so immense, and it's changing the world too. It's like you get to, the thing that really attracted me is like, there's quotes where it's like, you came for the tech and stayed for the gains, right? I came in, I was like, oh, I get to hold my own money. Like, this is cool. Like, it's not held by the banks.
It is mine.
It's mine. Nobody can take this from me. The government can't seize it. They're going to have to fucking take it out of my brain.
They'll have to fucking kill me.
Yeah, you know, like if I have a brain, there's literally brain wallets where it's like, you have this seed phrase that you remember,
right? And
there's nothing in the physical world or in the digital world that holds it. Yeah, it's like you literally have to pry it out of my brain to take it.
and that whole aspect of it is like you want to, you know, share this, and I like I said, I've shared it with some of my lifelong friends, and I'm like, yo, man, like just learn about this space, like just get in. This can fucking change your life, dude. Never in my life have I ever been able to be like where I can be comfortable, where I'm like, oh, dude, like there's $100,000 that I could touch, but I'm not.
Yeah, liquid. Yeah, having liquid safety net.
I could, you know, and once you have that kind of financial freedom, you know, where I'm using my DJ money to pay our bills and pay our house, whatever, right? But that money is just there.
Yeah, and it gives you that safety net.
And it makes you go about things like in a different aspect. Like I don't have to like, and this is the thing that is coming to terms. Like I have this money, like, you know, over $100,000. And I don't have a Rolex on. Mm-hmm. Like I'm wearing old Air Maxes, you know. My shirt's got holes in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it gives you a different aspect. Like anything that comes up in my life, I can take care of. If I wanted to take my wife to, you know, on a trip, I can take her. If I want to do something for my sister, I can do that. If I want to take me and Jake out for dinner, we can do that. And it's, you know, just learning about this stuff, it gives you a total like, you know what I mean?
It really, crypto opened my eyes to pretty much everything. It made me understand political position,
for sure.
You know, understand how corruption works, how laws agendas, how laws are regulated. Financial instruments. Like I didn't know what the fucking options contract was, like, dude, up until like a year ago.
Crazy.
Yeah, all these different things, and you're like, these are all just different ways. Yeah, this is all financial engineering that people have been doing for decades, and now I understand.
Crazy.
You know, understand it.
Crazy, dude. Mm-hmm. Like when you think about, like, you're like, you know, why is this why they don't teach you taxes in school? Mm-hmm. Is this why they don't teach, like, you have to pay you have to pay to go to college to learn about money and how it works? That's so fucked.
Yeah.
And what really like sparked, you know, I'm like, damn, this is why they don't teach you this shit. Because if we all learn how to get rich and be financially free, who's gonna be the worker bees? You know what I mean? Like,
it's true.
You know what I mean? And it's, to me, it's I feel the resentment. I feel the anger because my mom was in that trap. You know what I'm saying? Like my sister was in that trap. My sister's 21 years older than me, and we're just now getting to become like really good and like more or less the friendship of having an older sister. And I saw her live that trap. You know what I mean? I mean, and even DJing, I thought that was my way out initially. But I got addicted to the life. I got addicted to the lifestyle and everything that came with it. Instead of like, dude, I could have fucking 5 houses now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but crypto, luckily, is, to me, it's going to be my saving grace. I'm so lucky and fortunate to be in the space now where I'm like, oh, these different things can change my life. Mm-hmm. Like
all you have to do is just be open.
Dude.
You just have to be open to being curious and open to opportunity.
Yeah,
Do you think you'll pursue DJing even if you attain a certain amount of wealth that would make you comfortable to where you don't have to?
Very good question. Because I think I will always love DJing, right? But I also always thought that, like, you know, just being on the DJ grind at 40 is not cool to me, right? Like at 40, like I'm 35. At 40, I want to cut my hair. You know what I'm saying? Like I imagine myself having, you know, I'm married and I have a family, but like a kid of my own. Like my daughter, you know, I love her to death. But she's the daughter from my wife's previous, right? So at 40, I don't see the late nights and the drinking with strangers and all that shit. Like I can come in and work, make the money, get out and go home with my family. But I definitely, like, if I don't have a hit record, like being Kid Conrad doesn't have any light to it to me as a 40-year-old dude just like playing records. Like, and I know there's guys that are doing it, you know what I mean? And that's fine.
It's just that it loses its luster.
Yeah, dude, like being an old DJ in the club to me is not cool.
Especially when you have a family and stuff. And if you have a liquid safety net, like that's a certain amount, we'll just say $500,000 just to be safe. Yeah. You start, like we said, start evaluating life a little differently. You have a family, but then you can also pursue what you've actually always wanted to pursue.
Open up a couple of businesses or do this and do this. Or, you know, I would love to have a philanthropist as my bio. You know what I mean? Like I would love for you to look up Kid Conrad on Instagram and go, oh shit, philanthropist. That's it, right? Like I would love that. And I do, like I'm always going to love DJing. I'm always going to love music. But even this right now, right? Like if for you to call me on Tuesday and tomorrow, right? And be like, yo, dude, like, you want to like grill, like, you know, and just like chill. Let's watch the hockey game. Like, let's kick it. Like to be able to do that without being like, oh, fuck, man, I spent $20 on beer. Like, but because crypto is changing our lives, we can do that guilt-free and we can enjoy each other's company and be in the present and have our families. If you got a girlfriend, whatever, like, you know, we can enjoy that and not worry about, you know, the money aspect of it. We can literally enjoy our lives. And
we've been kind of groomed to not talk about money in the public discourse. It's weird because I've had guests on and I've talked with people where you start bringing up numbers of the amount that you've made or that you want to make, and people kind of like, they get tense.
Yeah.
They feel like they're not allowed to talk about this. And that's kind of like how we've been indoctrinated, is like the elites or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
They want the common public to not talk about it, to not know that you can pursue this and that it's actually attainable.
Right. And I think for me is and I'm putting it out there because I think it's good for me to share. I've made a lot and I don't have anything to show for it in a sense of, you know, I don't have 5 houses. I don't have an IRA. I don't, you know, and this space is changing that, you know, and I'm very aware of what that's going to do for me mentally. And I mean, even physically, like, you know, if you, right, like most people are like, like I can't go to the gym because I don't have time. Now you can go. You can spend that time with your grandkids, with your kids. Time is the most valuable thing.
Yep.
And if you can get to a point where you can share your time with the people that you care about, like how, like that's fucking gratifying. Like it's a whole nother aspect of living your life and being able to be present. You know, and this space is doing that for me. And I wanted to do that for anyone that I know, that I encounter. And the 2 friends that just, you know, got put on, they're like, we're sharing like news, and they're like, dude, man, and oh my god, man, like, and I'm like, dude, I'm so happy, like,
Dude, so it's so awesome to see your friends make money with you, and to see it set them free as well as setting yourself free from any sort of restraint, and they can pursue any endeavor they want. It's amazing.
And to be like, dude, I gave him that.
Yeah.
Like, and it was I didn't even give him a bottle of water.
You just gave them advice.
I gave him advice, dude.
Yeah, and they listened. You know?
And they just took it, and they were like, dude, like, and they're literally like texting me like, yo, man, this dude, like, this is going up, this blah blah blah. I'm like, I took this, and I'm like what else is there when it comes to this circle of life? Like, you're supposed to learn and share.
Seeing others win is like one of my favorite things to do,
dude.
Like of all time. Like I've never ever felt resentment or jealousy from seeing other people win, especially when they're your friends, because if they win, they're gonna oftentimes give it back to you in some other way.
Right, and this is the first time that I've never felt it in this space, because I would be lying to you if I told you I didn't feel it in the DJ world. I've made a record, but this guy's still getting paid way more than me, and and the staff, dude, he's trash. Why the fuck are you opening for him? He's like, dude, he's fucking whack, right? Like, you feel that. But in this space, sharing knowledge and letting like seeing my friends go, dude, like, yo, like, did you see where B Chain's at, dude? Like, oh, dude, fuck yeah, like, like for like, me and my wife, like, we're staking on this and this and this, and we almost got 100,000 shares of VeChain. So every time it goes up a fucking $1, you're like,
one of my other buddies is a good VeChain fan too.
You know what I'm saying? And for me to share that to my friends, like, yo, dude, like, get in while you can. You get in and you're good, man. Like, dude, like, shit, like projects like Mana and Decentraland. Like, I'm like, dude, this is so dumb.
Some of it's so mind blowing. One of my favorite. So obviously you know about metaverses, right? One of my favorite metaverses is called Somnium Space. It's like a VR blockchain enabled app where people are literally building VR avatars. You're going in and they're communicating. They're doing. Have you seen this? They're doing discos and raves where the DJ's on Twitch DJing. And it's portrayed to them in the VR world, and they can see the DJ playing. And they're all like, they're on their own plot of land that they built, this own stage or this own house. And the guy in the real world is being shown to them while he's playing to these VR avatars. It's like, it's insane. It's so beautiful to see.
Right. And you're like, all right, I'll buy some.
Yeah.
Because we have to look at it like, now you look at it, right? Like, I'll buy 2,000 mana for $200, like, and now, it's up, I think last time I checked, it was like,
it's up a lot. Yeah. It's up a lot. The thing with crypto though, it's like anytime I tell someone to invest in crypto, I say it's a minimum 4-year hold from whatever you buy, because crypto is a 4-year cyclical nature where it extremely pumps 1 year. Right. And then the other 3 years, there's a year and a half of bear market, 1 year of ranging. It's volatile. Yeah. It's an accumulation phase, exponential growth. That's the network effect. Right. And then the decrease, the sell-off where people are taking profits.
Right. And you have to see that people are going to come in.
You have to understand it. Yeah. Like they always say, right? Like the best way to learn is to get wrecked. Bad choices equal good choices later on.
I mean, it's true.
Everyone learns, but it's like, if you're not putting anything at risk in your life, then you're going to live in a state of complacency.
And you're never going to grow from that.
You're never going to grow. You're not going to get the girls. You're not going to have a sustainable life. You're not going to have a family.
How are you going to get the kids if you never ask?
You're going to be perpetually like unhappy.
Yeah. And it ties into, going for what you want. Like you have to put something at stake.
You have to.
You have to.
Well, even when you start your DJing career, you're putting your own reputation risk online, right? It's not like being a DJ or a producer. It's not like a 9-to-5 job where you go to like, hey, hire me. It's like you're literally performing. You're putting on your own services, and the things that you built on your own because of your curiosity and interest. And then someone's like, oh, Kid Conrad's dope. Bring him over here. Yeah, then we'll bring you on. Bring him on. It's the same thing with crypto or anything in life.
You have to put something at stake. It's just like having a healthy relationship, right? My wife's seen me cry a million times. Like, I if anyone doesn't know what I look like, covered in tattoos, like I
go to the YouTube channel.
You know what I'm saying? Like dreads, and my wife's seen me cry multiple times. Being vulnerable is what gives you the validation in that sense, right? Like,
gives you confidence.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was able to let myself be that vulnerable in front of her, in front of you. And like, I'm letting go of that like masculinity like shell of, yeah, dude, I cried, dude. I was fucking upset. You know what I mean? Like, and to me, it's super gratifying to just kind of like let go of what Kid Conrad's supposed to be, you know, or what a tough man's supposed to be and all that shit. Like, you know, to me, it's letting go of all those false narratives to kind of like elevate, you know, into the next level. Like, I can look you in the face and go, dude, I fucking lost like all my money.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, I genuinely made a shit ton and I don't have anything.
I've definitely lost a lot too. Yeah,
you know what I'm
but
saying?
it's like to say that in confidence just
to
shows.
say it in confidence, you know what I'm saying? And it changes your whole aspect of thinking, the people that are in your life, the people that you can talk to. And now there's already been a level of who we are when it comes to our friendship moving forward. I can look at Jake and go, dude, man, like I lost this, or, you know, hey man, we're celebrating this, and I feel comfortable with you being around because we've had these conversations that are taking down of what masculinity is, or, you know, what friendship is, or, you know, when it comes to finance. Like, it's weird that people don't talk about like money with your friends.
I try to with a lot of my friends for the last 4 years since I've been in crypto. I had, just for disclaimer, I had literally no education on financial literacy before I got into crypto.
Same.
I mean, being Jewish, maybe I was born with some financial literacy, but like I had no expertise. I learned everything on my own, and then I reached out to some people. I told some other friends, and then we kind of like helped each other figure it out. But now it's cool. Like, one of my good friends is giving me calls. He's like, hey, you should buy this altcoin now. And I was just like, you know what? I'm doing it. I got my faith into you.
I love
and then
that,
we make money. And I was like, okay, if I make money, I'll take you on vacation, whatever it is. That's the fun and beautiful part.
I love that, man. Like, and when I talk about it to some of my friends and they're like, dude, I don't have any money to, I'm like, dude, it's not necessarily just about the money that you have. You know what I mean? Like, it's, don't get me wrong. Like, you need money to make money, right? But I'm like, dude, like, when I talk to you about this, I'm not
selling you anything.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm literally just giving you knowledge and trying to give you insight to change your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and all my friends, we grew up with our working families, dude. And I, like, the pain that I feel is that I didn't learn this earlier, and I didn't get a chance to do more for my mom, my dad. You know, even though my dad wasn't in my life like that, I still would have been able, you know, I still would have loved to say, all right, like, here's a fucking trip to Hawaii. Enjoy it. Everything's paid for. Just enjoy, right? Like my mom never got a chance to do that. She never went overseas. You know what I'm saying? Like, she died not being able to really experience the hard work, you know, of the fruits of her labor. She taught me, right? Like, she taught me that I didn't want to be caught in that, but she didn't get a chance to experience. So now I'm trying to share that to change some of my people's lives, and like people that I know that I care about. And when they don't want to take the, you know, the insight, it does, like,
it hurts a little bit.
Is it ego?
Yeah, it sucks. Society's evolving very fast. Before smartphones, you could say the majority of jobs were, or you made the most of your income based off of your physical labor.
Yeah.
But now it's going to be built off of your mental labor, your creative labor. You have to flex that intellectual muscle. And the only way you're going to do that is by being curious and diving in.
That is so good. You nailed it.
You have to. The majority of people are going to be working remote by the end of the decade.
Yep.
You don't even have to leave your house. You can have things delivered to you. You could make literally hundreds of millions of dollars on the internet doing anything from podcasting, investing,
staying out,
creating music at home, anything. So it's like all the physical labor is going to be automated away. So why not put yourself ahead now when it's actually mainstream? Yeah, I think specifically to crypto, they said that we're now moving into the early majority phase. Before it was early adopters.
Right.
And now we're into the left side of the major part of the bell curve.
Right.
But it's still early.
Fucking early.
And it's something that with Bitcoin and crypto, it's like, okay, Bitcoin's denominated in dollars, but there's going to be some point where it's not denominated in dollars at all. And everything's denominated in Bitcoin. So it's like, you don't focus on the dollars. And
so early.
Yeah. And that's like with a lot of people get misconstrued with NFTs and stuff like that, where they're like, oh, this NFT is sold for $69 million. But a lot of the NFTs are priced in Ethereum. So it's like nobody gives a fuck about what the dollar price is. Everyone's like, I have this much Ethereum.
Right.
And this is what I'm going to use within this system to operate and buy things. Like no one, most people in crypto, unless you're cashing out, is not looking at the dollar value for anything.
Absolutely.
So that's like one of the like mindset shifts that you have to grasp your head around is like dollars are crap. Right. Dollars are degrading.
Going through the wallets and you're like, okay, if I'm gonna buy XDC on Bitrue, I have to transfer Ethereum from my DeFi wallet to here to buy it. This, and and you're like, as you learn about that, you're like, oh, gas fees. Oh, this and that. And like as you're learning, you're like, damn, you put the time in to learn that. Mm-hmm. And what's crazy is that like we feel like obviously we're on it, right? We know what's going on. If you if we go out of your door right now,
they have no idea.
No idea, dude. That's crazy to me.
The thing with crypto too, it's like it wasn't built by old white men in suits that are figuring everything out to keep it a closed loop system. Crypto is open source. It's being built by people like me and you, some people even younger, that are going on building their own project and then gaining adoption from it. So there's no manual. It's just, it comes down to you just looking at the information that's out there and then coming to your own conclusion. Maybe that's an issue, is like the majority of the population isn't confident in their own decision making, like their own self-custody.
Right.
So it deters them from even approaching it.
So crazy, man.
But I've always said, like, if you have the opportunity to double down on yourself, always do that. Whether you're a creative, an investor, anything like that, like just go all in. Like okay, let's say everything goes wrong. Okay. Now you have less money, but you have these experience. You have the knowledge to pick it right back up.
Thank you.
Whereas like if you stayed working $15 an hour,
forever,
it's
what's
just
gonna change?
Nothing ever changes. Dude. So that's why you just got to constantly go through these hurdles.
Yeah. And this is literally something that I was talking about with my father-in-law, and he was like, these challenges, when it comes to investing and this and that, he's like, you're going to have to know, like you're gonna have to be able to like lose it all to so when you do gain it, you can make the proper decisions. It's like with everything, dude. Like your girlfriend, right? You're like I don't think I trust her because she's doing this, right? Like you're gonna have to go through that to make up your mind for the next thing, right? Like you call her every day and she's like, I'm busy. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to go through that to make decisions on the next one, because eventually busy leads to she's not doing what she's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right? Now your next one, you know to look for. If she's like, I'm busy, I don't want to be bothered. Right? Like you have to learn and go through these different things to get mentally like sharp to make the right decision.
Your finances aren't the only thing that compound. Relationships compound. Your knowledge compounds.
Everything.
Yeah.
Your instinct.
Your instinct. Yeah. Your confidence compounds. The more decisions that you make, the more things that you experience, the more confident you'll be in your decision making down the road. But if you never make that decision to do it, then you'll never understand the compounding effects.
You're going to plateau.
I literally, right before you came in here, I listened to a podcast with Crypto Kaleo. He was like one of the top traders this year.
Do you listen to the Bearable Bull?
And which one?
The Bearable Bull.
No, I haven't heard of that one. But this trader, he's been one of the top traders over the last few months. He just made $2 million in one day. And he said literally last year at some point he had 100 Bitcoin and lost it all. But from losing it all to now making, I think he's made like $15 million last week or something like that. He learned, right? He failed.
He needed that.
And he needed it. He said that he needed that to understand how to go about managing his money and how to lead or to exit trades early, because it's better to always exit something early.
Take something, right?
Then, he said that because he wanted to turn that 100 Bitcoin into 1,000. So he let the trade run and he got rug pulled and it went to zero and he got liquidated on everything.
Fuck, man.
So it's always better to preserve your wealth. It's just like we all make those mistakes, whether we're going out in the nightclub and partying and spending our money, hooking up with the wrong women, surrounding ourselves with the wrong people,
everything.
But at some point there's a moment where we realize like, hey, something has to change here. Dude, something needs to change. Something
has to give.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's something as simple as your friend being like, hey, check out Bitcoin. Hey, listen to this person's song. You listen to this person's song and you're like, what is this? I like this. Dude. Like, hey, listen to this podcast interview with Jake and Sean and listen to their conversation. Something that sparks your interest where you're like, dude, I should pursue this. I should look in deeper than just this surface level internet banter of people liking and commenting and saying congrats or whatever it is.
And it's tough. It's tough to navigate through it because like I said, I got addicted to every aspect of being a DJ and being and cultivating, Kid Conrad and making it bigger, right? I got addicted to it. Everything. The likes, the comments, just everything. The photo shoots. You know what I mean? Like I shoot, I got the content, you know what I'm saying? Like I got totally addicted to all of it. They got a Rolex, I got one. They got Yeezys, I got Yeezys. Right? Like I got addicted to it, I got friends that are still addicted to what being a headlining DJ is on the strip. The drugs, the money, the women, like how those are like, there's been wars about that shit. Wars, you know what I'm saying? Like about women, drugs, money. How as a man, how you navigate through that, is part of what makes you bigger and better. You know what I'm saying? Like if I didn't go through all of those things, like let's say it again, the drugs, the women, blah, blah, blah. If I didn't go through any of that, how could I navigate better and be able to make better decisions? How could I even look at being financially free if I don't give myself the opportunity to learn, right? And learning is part of the failure. You know what I mean? Like I had to lose it all. I had to, be a fraud in that sense, right? I had to wear a Rolex with nothing in my bank account. You know what I mean? Like I had to go through that and feel that for me to make better decisions now. Right?
Now it's all reversed.
Now it's
like now you keep the wealth internal and you don't need anything on the outside. Right?
Like on my Apple Watch, and I'm chilling, like I'm proudly having my holes in my shirt, like I had to learn that. I had to experience it to make the better decisions now, and now I'm gratefully and much happier now, to be able to have, money like that and be able to not touch it and still just make money from, or, to pay my bills and stuff while that stuff's just sitting. Dude, I never had a saving account.
Yep, crypto is the best savings account anybody could have.
You know what I mean? Like when I open up my Binance, I'm like, oh fuck, dude. It's like, we're like, shit. Like 2 weeks ago, we're like, oh, okay, we got 25. You know, then you open it like today, it's like, oh shit, we're at 33. Like, you know, you're like, then you open up your Coinbase, like, oh shit, that's at 15. Then you open up your Bittree, like, oh shit, that's at 20. Like, you know what I mean? You're like, damn, dude. Like we're changing our lives, you know, and you know I can look at my wife and be like, we're gonna be good. You know,
and
like,
that security blanket, like having money or attaining a comfortable amount doesn't really change, because I feel exactly the same as I did 3 months ago.
But that weight is gone.
The weight is gone. Some people like to say that money is an accentuator, right? So if you're a negative person and you make a lot of money, it's just going to make you more negative. Right. But if you're a positive person and you have a good outlook on life and then you have money, you're just going to find different ways to exude positivity, build things that make you happy.
Right. And I think it was, you know, going through it, like I said, as a 35-year-old, you know, I think I lived my life kind of in that male aspect of you can't talk about your finances, you can't talk about your emotional state. You can't you're not allowed to say, hey man, dude, I feel shitty today, right? Like you just kind of like dug everything like deep down, and you're just like, right? Like now I'm learning to embrace every aspect of, you know, what financial stability is, what emotional stability is, what, you know, being sad doesn't mean that, you know, the world's ending, right? But it's just embracing every aspect of being a human being, right? Like if you're angry, you got to deal with it. If you're emotional, you got to deal with it. If you're sad, you got to deal with it. Like financial stability kind of gives you that leeway to deal with these different things, to kind of make you level up in a sense of who you are, what you want to accomplish, and you know what you mean to your family, your peers, and shit like that. It's crazy to think about it like that.
Yeah, but we are definitely on our way.
I mean, you know, it's baby steps.
Baby steps. I think if we got one message through this whole thing, it's like. And I've been saying this since I started the podcast. It's like
you got some good sayings, man.
Thanks. I try to echo the same messaging. I try to be very consistent with my thoughts, because for the majority of my life, if I followed what my original thoughts were, they tend to be right the majority of the time. Yeah. And then when other people come on and echo the same things that I've been portraying for years, I'm like, yes, you're just reinforcing my own beliefs. But in Vegas specifically, you can make so much money on the strip so fast.
Yep.
If you take that and build something that you own the equity from, or you invest it, you can build that wealth even faster. Right. And you don't get caught in this like vicious trap of this fictitious life that you can live on the strip.
So hard.
And then you can live this real life. Where you're compounding not only your money, but your relationships, your happiness, and everything else, because it seems like a more fruitful life.
It is, dude. It is but you have to level up to get there, because if we didn't, we'd be slanging bottles in the club.
Yeah,
we all know what comes with that. Obviously the money's good, you know, it's fast, but if you don't change your thinking, then you just stay in that cycle.
Hop out of the loops, ladies and gentlemen.
You have to. If anything, please do something that's going to make you uncomfortable. Share something that's going to make you uncomfortable. Do something that's going to make you uncomfortable. Like
it's vulnerability.
Cry, be angry again. Like share it. Like you have to. Like. It's only going to make you feel better. Like, I'm telling you, I feel my best after a big ass cry.
Fuck yeah.
A big ass cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's growth. Like, you have to, if you don't ever feel uncomfortable, if you don't ever do anything that makes you feel like, like shunned, then you're gonna just be complacent. You're gonna be stuck in that little place.
Yeah. If you ain't growing, you're dying.
Dude, so true.
I have one final question for you before we get out of here. Same question I ask everybody. It's prepping, it's stretching. It's like,
shit, here we go.
What does Las Vegas mean to you?
To me, Las Vegas means opportunity. It's all I've ever known. It's we've had so many things happen here. So people come here for a reason, and they come here for us. They come here for the experience, and we're allowed to give people that, but we're also allowed to grow ourselves and cultivate other things. So Las Vegas to me is home and opportunity.
Boom. Where do I send all of the listeners and viewers to follow you along your journey?
So you can follow me on most of my social medias at Kid Conrad, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Please use Twitter. It's so good.
Yeah, all day. What about Fluff Ice and anything else?
Yeah, at Fluff Ice. We actually we had Raina come.
I saw that.
She was so sweet, man.
She's awesome. I heard she did not complete it.
No, she did not. one bite and she was done.
Oh man, yeah, we didn't even get to talk about Fluff Ice, but the video, you guys need to check out the video on my YouTube page. Check out Fluff Ice. It's amazing. They have a spicy challenge and all kinds of other Instagrammable things there as well.
I mean, man. Give you your flowers, man. He killed the challenge. Did Mitch shave or not? Mitch Nader.
Did he finished?
No, but did he shave?
Oh, remember? I don't know yet.
He was supposed to shave.
I have to tell you, I like spice food, so eating it wasn't that bad. It was about the 8 hours afterwards where I felt like my stomach was melting. I was like, I think my insides are burning.
Dude, you crushed it, man.
I was like, I had to hold my own weight between all of these,
you crushed
all
it,
of these competitive eater Goliaths out here.
Dude,
fucking 100,000 followers, 50,000 followers. I'm over here like 300 subscribers.
You killed it, dude. She was super sweet.
She's cool though. She's super cool.
She's so nice, man. She took a picture with Kylie, her daughter, and all that stuff. Like, she was awesome, man.
Awesome. Good. Yeah, I'm glad to see you're smart though to get those like Instagrammable competitions or food challenges out there. It's smart. I didn't realize until I met Derek how big competitive eating was and the food challenges on social media. I was like, holy shit. When I met Raina, I was like 500,000 subscribers. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. And she's so like cool, like so down to earth. You're like, damn, dude, like you're making your money just off views now.
Dude, yeah.
You can do any, she could literally stop.
Yeah.
And YouTube's gonna send.
She's only been doing it a few years too.
Only 3 years.
Yeah. See, that's all it takes. That leap of faith,
man. And I'm like, dude, you just gotta fucking go for it.
Just go for it. Pursue your dreams, guys.
Please.
Well, Sean, thank you for coming on. We went the distance, hour and a half.
Oh shit!
If I would have had team members, I probably would have went 2.5 hours.
Oh, but easy. For sure.
But I know hopefully one day you'll come back on here. We could do this again in the future. I know we're going to have a blooming friendship out of this.
Easy, man.
And we could talk crypto for years now. So thank you for coming on.
Appreciate it,
and thank you guys for listening. We will catch you next time.
Later.